Welcome to Brindavan, a Parthasadi family Samarpanam to our beloved parents, a space for enjoying Vaishnava Sampradaya, Slokas, songs, Divyadesa Pasarams and much more. Namaskaram Bhagavatas. In today's Vishnu Sahasranamam, Ayiram Namangal, Ayiram Gunangal, let us see the Arthanubhavam of Slokam 37. रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं दीपत्यादिगुणात्मकं यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्यजामातरं मुनिम्
अशोकस्तारणस्तारः शूरः शौरिर्जनेश्वरः अनुकूलः शतावर्तः पद्मी पद्मनिभेक्षणः.
The first Nama in Slokam 37 is Ashokaha. Ashoka means what? Shokam means sorrow. Ashokaha, because he removes the sorrow. He also removes the fear of ghosts, thunder and lightning. So he is Ashokaha. The Nama is Ashokaya Namaha. Now let us see a little bit about the types of inflictions or afflictions, the troubles we undergo as mankind. There are three types of inflictions. First one is Adhyatmika, internal, which is self-inflicted. We make the trouble for ourselves and it comes out of our own body and our mind. Maybe we are worried about something which we don't have to be worried about, or we do certain things which are wrong, knowing that they are wrong, and that causes trouble. That is Adhyatmika, self-inflicted. Next one is Adi Bhautika, which is made by external sources. Say a dog can come and bite you, or it can be somebody is creating trouble for you. So it is from other people or external source. The third one is Adi Daivika. It is because of Bhagavan's doings. Something which we have no control about. It is random, like its external source from the nature, like acts of nature, like an earthquake or a thunder and lightning falling on somebody. So that is Adi Daivika. It is done by Bhagavan. It is given to Bhagavan according to one's own karma or one's own actions. So these are the three types of inflictions. Adhyatmika, which is self-inflicted, Adi Bhautika, inflicted by others, and Adi Daivika, which is by divine doing, like acts of nature, flood or earthquake, whatever it be. The second Nama is Taranaha. Bhagavan Sriman Narayana is the one who removes the fear of the Adibhautika, that is, fear of enemies, fear of troubles, fear of any obstacles during any of our work that we do, and also fear of nature's gravities. He removes the fear of old age, death, and everything known as Adibhautika, that is, which is very much inherent in us. The Nama is Taranaya Namaha. The next Nama is Taraha. He is the one who eliminates the fear of being in the mother's womb. We talk about multiple janmas. So when we think about how one is in the mother's womb, though the mother is protector, the person in there or the baby in there, we have the fear of that. And birth, how much of difficulties a child goes through during the birth. We also fear old age and we also fear death because we don't know what's going to happen after that. We believe we go to Paramapadam. Bhagavan will take us to Paramapadam. But still that fear is there in us. And we also fear how we will cross the ocean of samsara, taking care of all of our nitya karma and doing everything in the right place, in the right way to those who we are responsible for. Or Bhagavan has given us the responsibility to do certain things on earth. That is why we are born. So he removes that fear of us thinking, how will we do all of that? And he makes us do that. Sharanagati saying to Bhagavan, you are the only one who can make me do this, and Mahavishwasam, and you will do that, will eliminate the fear. The Nama is Taraya Namaha. The next Nama we see is Shuraha. He is always the winner. He is essentially the conqueror of everything. And he wins in everything that he does. There is nothing that he cannot win. Since he is the creator, he is the protector, he is the master of the masters. So he is a Viradi Viran, Shuradi Shuran. So he always wins in all his deeds. The Nama is Shuraya Namaha. Andal Nachar in her Tirupavai 24 shows us how Bhagavan is always the winner, and she sings it, praise of him. Andriyulagam Malandai Adipotri Sendrengithen Ilangai Setrai Tiralbotri Pondat Chagaramudaitai Pugalbotri Kandigunilai Erindai Kadalbotri Kundugudayai Eduttai Gunam Potri வென்று பயெடுக்கும் நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி என்றென்றுள் சேவகமே ஏந்திப் பறைகொள்வான் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இரங்கேலோ ரெம்பாவாய். She sings, you did so many things, like you measured the world, then you burnt Lanka and you restructured Lanka and killed Ravana. Then Shagaramudaitai in Krishna Avatara. Kandi Kunilai Erindai Kadal Potri Kundra Kudayai Eduttai Gunam Potri. This is when he does the Govardhanam. How he wins over lifting the Govardhanam with his little finger. So this is Bhagavan's Sura. He does everything in a wish, just by his sankalpa. And Andal Nachar's praise for him is there. Shauri is the son of Vasudeva, the king. Who is the son of Vasudeva? He is Krishna. He is a Sura, so he is Shauri. He reaches his devotees of his own accord. They pray to him, but he comes to them whenever he feels it is right. Like he was born to Vasudeva and Devaki. Then he also decided to grow up with Yashoda Mata and Nandagopa. So he goes to the devotees on his own accord. The Nama is Shauraye Namaha. Next one is Janeshwaraha. Jana means people. His godliness and his love for his people flows like forest flood. It's really bountiful and submerges everything and shines brightly. So when he comes to his people, we forget everything excepting him. So that is his supremacy. So he is Ishvara of the Jana. So he is Janeshwaraha. The Nama is Janeshwaraya Namaha. Now we see Anukula. He is naturally great. We have been seeing his Kalyana Gunas and his greatness. We also saw that his supremacy or godliness is like flood. It's like the forest flood. It is bountiful. There is no limit to it. But he does not transgress the boundaries of his lordship. And he is not awestruck about his qualities. When we do a small thing, we say, oh, I did this. Bhagavan never says that. Bhagavan never shows that anything was done by him. He is not surprised about what he can do. Anything he does is a small thing of his. He does not have any pride, no arrogance or egotism. He makes his godliness available to his devotees. He very readily shows his qualities and blesses his devotees with his godliness. He is very anukulam to us. Anukulam is very friendly to do something that is good for us. So the Nama is Anukulaya Namaha. The references for Bhagavan's Anukulam is from Srimad Ramayana and Vishnu Purana. In Srimad Ramayana it is said, Bhagavan has great valor, but is not egoistic due to his great qualities. He is humble and he respects everyone. During the Rama Avatara, we all know how he was very obedient to his father, Dasharatha, and how he was very simple, humble. He took the fruits from Shavari, was very friendly with Hanuman, his true Bhakta, and Guhan. And he even gave Sharanagati to Vibhishana, who was the brother of his arch enemy Ravana. All this shows Bhagavan's Kalyana Gunangal, or his Saulabhyam and Sauchilyam. This is what we understand from Srimad Ramayana. In Vishnu Puranam it is said, Janardana is enticed by the devotion of his bhaktas. So once we show our bhakti to him, he has said this several times, that be devoted unto me and I will do everything to protect you. So once the very first day that we are devoted to him, he starts showering his grace and protecting us. And he lends his hand to all his bhaktas and protects him, as said in Vishnu Purana. The next Nama we see is Shata Vartaha. Shata is thousands. Or here we can say it is unlimited. Avartaha, his riches and his bountiful love keeps flowing in the form of whirlpools again and again without any bounds. He is very accessible to his devotees and appears like a stream that flows through a narrow space. It just gushes like anything and comes out pouring more and more, showing Bhagavan's Saulabhyam and Sauchilyam. He is very simple and he reaches his devotees unconditionally and helps us again and again, protects us and graces us. He is never satisfied with what he is given. So it keeps coming more and more in leaps and bounds. The Nama is Shatavartaya Namaha. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 7 and 8, Bhagavan says how he takes avataram again and again. Shata avartaha. For the Nama, we can very well refer to this. He says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever there is problem or difficulty for dharma, there is the adharma is the ruling. It shows its gross head. I will take avataram again and again. He also says, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrata dharma samsthavanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. For protection of the sadhus and to destruct the adharma, I will sambhavami. I will come back again in different avatarams. Shata avartaha. For that Nama, these two slokas are very apt, as these are told by Bhagavan himself. Up till now, the qualities or the Kalyana Gunas of Bhagavan Vasudeva was described. Now we will see the appearance of the Divyamangala Vigraham will be described in the upcoming slokas, namas. The first one which comes from his Divyamangala Vigraham or his appearance is, he has a lotus in his hand, just as a spot. The lotus in his hand is called Padmam. Padmam is lotus. So he is Padmi. Because he has a lotus in his hand, the Nama is Padmine Namaha. The last Nama in Slokam 37 is Padma Nibhekshanaha. He, Padmam, as we said, is lotus. He has eyes like fleshy blossom lotus, which is gently moving. So when his eyes move from one side to the other, it's like the gently moving, freshly blossomed lotus. What a beautiful description. And that beautiful eyes with all the karuna release the devotees of all of their grief just by his glancing at us. When we go to the temple, look at Bhagavan's Padmanetram or Arvindaksham, his eyes which are like the lotus, we forget all our difficulties and seek his grace, which he gives us instantaneously. The Nama is Padma Nibhekshanaya Namaha. Andal Nachar in Nachar Thamil 2.4 sings, Seyya Thamarai Kanninai Engal Sittil Vandu Sidayale. One who has a lotus-like eyes, come to our home. Nammalvar in his Tiruvamil sings, Uhavayal Nenjam Ullurugi Un Thamarai Tadangan Vizhigalin Avalai Padappan Azhithai Un Tiruvadiyal. He says, Thamarai Tadangan, lotus-like eyes. And this is about Thiruvikrama Avatar. Azhithai Un Tiruvadiyal. So, O lotus-eyed Bhagavan, you destroyed Mahabali with your Trivadi or your feet. To summarize Slokam 37, Bhagavan removes the sorrow and fear of ghosts, thunder, lightning, birth and death, and the fear of problems we face during the human life, in our day-to-day lives. There are three types of inflictions. Adhyatmic, which is made by self-inflicted by our own selves. Adhibhautik, which is made by others. It could be other people or animals or whatever. And the third one is Adhidaivika, on which we have no control. It is the acts of nature or the acts of Bhagavan, like the flood or the earthquake or something like that. In the next Nama, it indicates he is always a winner. He ensures that he does everything the best and he is always the winner. He is the son of Vasudeva and so he is a Shura, Suradi Suran. His godliness is so pure and it's boundless. It just flows and it graces us like a forest flood which cannot be controlled. Even though his lordship is so great, he is not enamored by it or he is not egoistic and he does not cross the limits of his lordship. As he himself said in Bhagavad Gita, that he takes avataram again and again. So he is Shatavrata. He is Padmi because he has a lotus in his hand. It's like a game. He just plays with the lotus in his hand. He is Padma Nibhekshana because his eyes are like freshly blossomed lotus that moves gently and it graces us and relieves us of all the sorrows of all of his devotees. Even when we go to the temple, when we close our eyes and we look at Bhagavan's eyes, the rest of the world is completely forgotten. That is his grace. He graces us bountifully, more and more, again and again, and is never satisfied with what he has done for us. That is his Kalyana Guna. This brings us to the end of Slokam 37. See you all in Slokam 38.